Early 90s, there was a musical fantasy biography of Will Rogers, the humorist, the American humorist, called The Will Rogers Follies. The conceit of the show is that all the numbers are performed with these lavish production numbers, like in a Ziegfeld Follies. And in two cases, they took two of his most famous quotes and made songs out of them. One is, "I never met a man I didn't like." And they make a very nice ballad out of that that plays. And the other famous quote is, "Give a man enough rope and he'll hang himself." Comden and Green, who wrote the lyrics of this, had written On the Town with Leonard Bernstein, Bells Are Ringing with Julie Stein, the screenplay of Singing in the Rain, very clever writers. The music of this is by Cy Coleman, who wrote what I was talking about before, Sweet Charity, the one with Gwen Verdon, the Bob Fosse show, Sweet Charity. He wrote many, many shows, Seesaw, Barnum, The Life. He had a long career, very long career. When this came out, I was in graduate school at Rutgers, and one of my professors was a theater music director and a musicologist and everything. And I was so excited because I thought this song was so good. I said, I feel like writing a fan letter to Comden and Green just to tell them how much I like this. But I didn't. Now I regret it, I guess. So there's backup boys, they're doing lasso tricks, and he has a rope. I didn't see it, but I can only imagine. But I'm just playing the stuff the backup singers sing, but if you're looking at the score, you'll see how they echo things he says. But I find this so, so clever. And I'm also shortening the dance break. So if you're looking at the music, there's going to be much less music I'm playing than what you see on the page and a half of the middle part. So the arrangement, the chords, the lyrics, everything about this, I'm very fond of, and I'm very proud to hear something like this written in the 90s, which still has a connection with all of the older Broadway and American standard songs. Oh, plus Keith Carradine played Will Rogers in the original production of this. He was the youngest son, I think, or one of the younger sons. And he has a gorgeous voice. If you listen to this on YouTube or on Spotify or whatever, you'll hear what a great voice he had. As a kid, I tied some knots. I learned to make a loop, spun it horizontal to the ground, practiced lassoing the fence posts and most anything I found. I even roped my sisters if they dared to come around. This pastime was my solitary skill, and people asked, what will become of Will? So I told them, give a man enough rope, give a man enough rope, and he can hang himself or not. That is the choice that he has got. He will wind up hanging down from a tree, or he could spin himself a life. That's what happened to me. Give a man enough rope, give a man enough rope. You hand two guys a pile of dough. One spends it fast, one saves it slow. You make a choice, up to you what you do. This act ain't much, but through it I've met kings and queens, and I got to meet you. Everybody spins with a different twist. Some use elbow grease, some just flick the wrist. If you wanna aim for that great big O, go for broke, just let her go. Now Never let them see that there's effort there. You may sweat inside, but be debonair. If you go for tears or you go for jokes, shrug it off, it's nothing, folks. Give a man enough rope. Give a man enough rope. It's good to set your sights on high, but don't expect pie in the sky. A guy might rush for that old pot of gold. He might not reach the rainbow's end because, my friend, the world is round, or so we are told. Or so we are told. A guy could choose to run a bank. Another lives to till the soil, or practice law or violin, or maybe sell banana oil. One builds a barn, one writes a song. One digs a ditch, one teaches school. But from the day I came along, I've always been a roping fool. Give a man enough rope. Give a man enough rope, and he can get all tangled in the figure eights he tried to spin. But I've had luck, and my rope made me free. I've spun my fancy figures, wrote my columns, made my speeches, loved my horses, loved my family, spun a lovely life. That's what happened to me.